On September 17, 2025, Saudi Arabia and Pakistan signed a strategic mutual defense agreement, pledging that an attack on one is an attack on both. The deal was signed in Riyadh during Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's state visit. Pakistan's defense minister suggested that the country's nuclear capabilities could be made available under this pact, raising serious regional and global concerns. The pact came in at a time of rising tensions in the Middle East and growing Gulf concerns about their security guarantees. While Washington and Tel Aviv have not issued immediate high-level responses, India has said it is studying the implications. Analysts describe the pact as a strategic shift in Gulf security dynamics, signaling a new era in regional defense alliances. So first, let's take a look at the key details of the agreement. The joint statement describes the pact as a strategic mutual defense agreement, stressing deterrence, joint exercises, and cooperation on defense industries. Its most important highlight: aggression against one shall be treated as aggression against both, signals this could be a NATO-like alliance. However, what's missing are the specifics, because the full treaty text has not been released publicly. Therefore, key concerns, like the command and control structure, deployment of troops, and the extent of nuclear commitments, remains a gray area for now. Even though nuclear capabilities are already hinted, it could be more of a political statement, not a published legal provision. Therefore, the ambiguity remains significant until the specifics unfold. It is interesting to highlight the timing of this event. The recent Israeli strikes on Qatar have sparked security fears among the Gulf countries, and most importantly, it has questioned the reliability of US as their security guarantor. Therefore, this agreement highlights their strategic intent to go beyond their traditional partners for security. Pakistan, meanwhile, faces its own security concerns after tensions with India flared following the recent terrorist attack in Kashmir. Therefore, this reflects the extent of the regional insecurities faced by both Riyadh and Islamabad. Despite Pakistani military support to Saudi Arabia has been no secret for decades, it has now been formalized through the pact. Meanwhile, the global capitals were quick to take notice, with India already reacting cautiously, stating it will study the pact's implications, while reminding Riyadh to consider its regional sensitivities. Washington and Tel Aviv has not issued any detailed response yet, but analysts note both their intelligence agencies are closely monitoring. While it looks like a wait-and-see approach for now, there are some major implications possible as a result of the pact. Firstly, Riyadh sends a strong signal regarding their unwillingness to trust United States as their sole security guarantor, therefore hedging through multiple partners. This could be a trend that reshapes how Gulf defense is structured in the coming years. The pact also enhanced Pakistani military activities in Saudi Arabia, giving the green light for joint exercises, defense production, and long-term deployments. But the major shakeup would come from the inclusion of the nuclear capabilities. Being the only Islamic nation with nuclear weapons, Pakistan's mere suggestion that its arsenal could shield Saudi Arabia is enough to unsettle the region, even without proof of a formal transfer of nuclear warheads. Especially this would take Iran by surprise, given their historic rivalry with Saudi Arabia. In fact, some reports suggest that the pact may have more to do with Iran, as Israel has hardly been a real threat to Saudi Arabia. On the other hand, Saudi Arabia has always turned a blind eye on Israeli atrocities in Palestine. It is argued that Riyadh is more concerned about Iran's rumored nuclear program than Israel. This has fueled a theory that Saudi Arabia exploited the Israeli attack on Qatar as a false pretext to strengthen their military capabilities against Iran. As a result of this unexpected turn of events, Iran would hastily accelerate its own rumored nuclear missile programs. Whether the anti-Iranian intentions are true or not, this would still be a worrying concern for Israel. Despite their reluctance to officially accept, experts estimate that Israel holds between 80 to 200 nuclear warheads, and its deterrence strategy relies on being the only nuclear-armed state in the Middle East allowing them to become an overwhelming force if existential threats arise. As a result, Israel would be forced to ramp up their nuclear capabilities, with the possibility of involvement from Washington, either through funding or direct transfer of missiles. Meanwhile, India will be extremely watchful of Saudi Arabian funding into Pakistan's military, resulting from the pact, as it could ease Islamabad's budget pressures and enhance their defense capabilities, challenging India's dominance in the region. Therefore, New Delhi views any external strengthening of Pakistan's military as a direct threat against them. Saudi Arabia should tread this concern carefully, keeping in mind of their deepening economic and energy ties with India. Finally, the treaty could deter aggression against Saudi Arabia with more diverse security partners. While Pakistan's military would get a much-needed financial lifeline to upgrade their capabilities, without stressing their national budget. But at the same time, it risks dragging Pakistan into Middle Eastern conflicts, complicating their security priorities with India. The Saudi-Pakistan Defense Pact is a major geopolitical signal. While the nuclear angle is uncertain, it carries a lot of potential to cause high-level tensions in both Middle East and South Asia. While the two nations formalizes their decades-long security cooperation, Israel, India, Iran, and other global powers will be closely watching for deployments and further clarifications on nuclear arrangements. This marks a potential turning point, drifting away from world superpowers to form military alliances. Please like and subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you soon.